Hi, Choice here. Thank you so very much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Today I want to speak a little bit about um, women wanting to become mothers and also those that are already pregnant. I can make another video about that, but right now I'm just going to speak about when your baby is in the womb. And I talk about the mind. I'm speaking more about feelings and emotions now, and why it's so very, very important. Why it's so very, very important to keep the vibe on high. Now, there are a number of reasons. Well, first of all, let me say this. There is an idea that agreements are made before the spirit comes into our womb. Some folks say that they chose their mothers and fathers, but they may not know to choose the path, but the spirit comes into a womb of a person that of their choosing. Now, of course, I don't know. I can't offer any validity to any of this as first-hand knowledge, But just like all of us, there's something they say archetypes. That means a life's path, if you will, that we will use to evolve as spiritual beings here on our journey. So that is also something that is believed. But as your babies come into your womb, no. So the scientists say, based on what they say, 16 to 18 days, something like that. I mentioned this on a couple of my other videos. Somewhere between 16 and 18 days, the heart is formed, and then the tongue is formed from the heart, and then the heart tongue comes into the body, But during those times, just like we have our most impressionable years as children, we have a most impressionable time during our incubation period within our mother's womb. Okay? We have an impressionable time during that time that we are within our mother's womb. And so, if we manage to purify ourselves before pregnancy, a lot of times we do things and the pregnancy is not planned and it just happens. That's one thing. But I'm talking about those of you also who are planning to have children, and then those of you who are already in the process of having that experience of carrying a child. Be mindful of your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your perceptions, the words that leave your mouth. Okay? use this time to, just like how someone might smoke, be a smoker, and then they decide, or a drinker, and they decide to put down the alcohol or the the alcohol or the cigarettes while they're having their, while they're preparing for their child. Others maybe have other addictions that they decide they will put off until after they have their child. Hopefully you're not dealing with any of those things, but anyway, even more so important, your attitude, your mindset, your disposition, how you are feeling, really. If you are one with a sailor's mouth, you like to cuss out folk, real time cuss out folk. And they may need a cussing out, you know what I mean? Some people, like, I have a pastor that says straight talk for straight understanding. Well, there are people that you have to really just go there with so they get it the first time. Or at least the second time. So you have to give them a good cussing out. I'm not talking about that. But you don't want to do that too often when you have your baby in there and you're nurturing a soul of another human being. Know that anything that comes out of you first must go through you. Anything that comes out of you has first gone through you. So if you say something, if you spit something out into the material world, you have already infected your internal world. Infected? An infection? The after effects? Effect? Listen, anything that you are thinking that is not in alignment with the love that you want to bring into that fetus, into that child, change your perspective. Change your mental attitude. Remember, you are eating for two. You are consuming for two. You are working for two. You are sharing for two. So just as you watch your diet, you're mindful of what you put in your mouth. Be mindful of what comes out of your mouth. And know that it does not come out of your mouth without first infecting you and the child that you are carrying. And the same thing with your thinking. If it's thinking, it funks up all of your inside before it leaves and becomes whatever it's going to become on the outside, right? Real talk. Just a quick word. It's so much more, and maybe I can come back and speak again, and share more, but know that you are consuming for two. Even the things that you watch, remember that. Remember that. Even the things that you watch, remember I told you about the DNA? When you're around negative energy, it cringes. Same thing, your baby is like, what is this? But it can't go anywhere because it's up there in you. And you got yourself in a messed up, tore up environment dealing with a whole bunch of stuff. Don't do it. Hey, you do that, you'll be up all night trying to get that baby to go to sleep. You'll be up all night, the baby crying all the time, having all kinds of emotional issues because you done sat up there and spoon fed it a whole bunch of you know what. Okay? Hey, happy baby, happy life. Take care of that. Ah, much love. Thank you so very much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Namaste. Peace.